Hi, this is Lakshmi Chaudhary, editor and founder of Splainer.in. Welcome to our daily news wrap called What the Happened Here. We make it easier and fun to know what's up at the end of every day, and we do it in about 5 minutes. So here's what you missed doing absolutely nothing over the weekend. In case you missed it, Iran rained around 300 drones and cruise missiles on Israel this weekend. Almost all of them were intercepted and destroyed. The only casualty is a 10-year-old child who was severely injured. Now, we don't have time for a detailed analysis, but Splainer's big story has everything you need to know about what happened and why. The free link is in the description. For now, all you need to know is that this is a nasty game of tit for tat being played by two sworn enemies, Iran and Israel. It started with the October 7 attacks by Hamas, who are funded and armed by Iran. In retaliation, Israel has decimated Gaza, killing more than 30,000 people. Iran has been fighting back through its proxies. Hezbollah in Lebanon have been launching missiles at Israel, and Houthis in Yemen have been attacking cargo ships in the Red Sea. The shadow war suddenly escalated when Israeli missiles leveled the Iran consulate in Damascus on April 1st. It crossed a big fat red line. Israel has struck Iran's military installations in Syria in the past, but targeting an embassy is a gross violation of international norms. And adding insult to injury, the attack took out Mohammad Reza Zahedi, a top commander in the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps. Everyone knew that Iran was going to retaliate. Tehran openly said so. And the top US commander was already in Israel to help its military. So it finally happened this weekend. But it's still a big deal because this is the first time Iran has directly attacked Israel. But the decision to wait for 2 weeks has now become a huge source of controversy. Experts had already noted that Iran had given advance notice of its plan, perhaps to give Israelis and their allies plenty of time to prep for the attack. It also deployed its slower drones, which gave them time to scramble their air defenses. Now, Iran says it gave a 72-hour notice to Arab countries and the United States. Its claim is backed by Turkish, Iraqi, and Jordanian officials. In fact, the Turks say they personally passed on the message to Washington. But the Americans claim it's a lie, and it heard from Tehran only after the strikes began. FYI, all three states are US allies, so that's a bit embarrassing. Now, everyone is waiting for the other shoe to drop. That is for Israel to respond. Tel Aviv says it will exact the price from Iran in the fashion and timing that is right for us. In other words, the Israelis are going to make the entire region sweat. As for India, we've taken a neutral stance, urging both sides to dial down the aggro. New Delhi is focused on rescuing the 17 Indian crew members in Iranian custody. They were aboard an Israeli cargo ship seized by the Iranian military on April 13th. The External Affairs Minister, S. Jaishankar, has spoken to his Iranian counterpart. He has promised to give India access to the crewmen soon. On the subject of the strikes, Jaishankar tweeted this: "Shared our concern at the developments yesterday, discussed the larger regional situation, agreed to stay in touch." Now that's diplomatic. The Tatas have signed an exclusive deal to sell semiconductor chips to Tesla. This is a big deal for the Tatas since it positions them as a supplier to global tech giants. The agreement also shows that Musk has decided to give in to Modi ji's demand to make in India. The two men have been in a standoff for years over setting up Tesla operations in India. Musk wanted India to remove the high import tariffs. New Delhi, in turn, insisted Tesla invest in manufacturing in India. That demand is likely to be met and announced when Musk meets Modi later this month. Here's the interesting bit. Guess which company was opposed to Tesla's entry into India? The Tatas, of course, since they dominate India's EV market. Guess the semiconductor shop has made up for any competition offered by Elon Musk's cars. Experts say Tesla is likely to invest at least $2 to $3 billion in India to manufacture electric cars, but it may import its premium cars and make the cheaper models here. If you're wondering why Musk decided to play ball, he's losing out in China, which is one of Tesla's biggest markets. The company has been steadily losing market share and recently cut production at its Chinese factories. The source of all its sorrows, the Chinese brand BYD, which is now the largest seller of EVs in the world. Also losing out to pesky Asians is the mighty Apple. Its iPhone shipments dropped by 10% in the first quarter of 2024. As a result, Samsung is now in pole position with 20% of the market share. It shipped 60 million phones from its latest flagship series, Galaxy S24. In comparison, Apple only sold 50.1 million. This may be just a blip, but there has been rising concerns about Apple's flagship product, which also accounts for the lion's share of its revenues. The iPhone is losing ground to Android phones in general. Xiaomi's sales jumped nearly 8% in the first quarter, putting it in third position. The Cricket Board of India is mad at IPL commentators who insist on posting photos or videos from the stadium. It's all about paisa, of course, and on both sides. The BCCI has sold all content of live matches and the field of play to Star India for television and Viacom 18 for streaming, and made a pretty packet from it. Naturally, the broadcasters don't want to share the golden goose they've paid for. On the other hand, former cricketers use these photos and clips to boost their social media following. A single video can chalk up millions of views and potential influencer revenue. The board has now sent out a strict cease and desist order, threatening to slap fat fines on anyone who disobeys. Jisha's such a party pooper. We leave you with a story about pampered pooches. Dogs in America can now catch a flight on Bark Air. It's a special airline dedicated to transporting dogs, and it's terribly fancy. Passengers can enjoy treats, music, dog-friendly colors, and calming jackets. So it's more like doggy business class and has the ticket prices to match. The flights cost $12,000 for a round trip, and a one-way between New York and London is a whopping $8,000. That's it for now. Be sure to check out Splainer's daily edition in the morning. It has all the news you need to know, served with a generous dollop of fun. I'll be back with the next edition of What the Happened Here every weekday evening. Be sure to follow us so you don't miss out. See you tomorrow.